Hello. So I've made a few plugins, which I'm going to demonstrate now. So this one, just do that. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's not exactly original. I just wanted to quickly make something for something which I will show in a minute. But we can do this, and I will actually lower that. Oh, we're still getting that. Lower it again. Oh, wow. This is kind of annoying. I would like to get less water in here. So I'll up that. There we go, no water. That's nice. A little bit. Okay, so then the more important thing that I want to show is this. So if we go here, we can generate a tree. That was kind of a weird one. And then for this, we have lots of different settings. So I can lower the complexity, which basically determines how many branches it has. And I can lower the iterations, which is basically how many times it goes up. And like the number of segments in a series. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it ends because there's 4 iterations. Change the height, the width, and then I can change the color variation. So for that to 0, see it's only this color, which I can set with this. But if I put that to like 10, I might start to see a little bit of change. See, that's more yellow. 20, start to get quite a bit of change, which I quite like. And then there's also coniferous trees, which I prefer to have 0 color variation, and they need to be a bit larger. So we'll go to like 10 complexity, and well, actually 10 iterations and 6 complexity, 10 and 1.5. See, that looks, maybe lower the iterations a bit, or sorry, the complexity. I thought I already did that actually. And there, that's sort of what it looks like. You can also set the leaf height. So I don't know if you've seen trees like this, but they sometimes do this, some species. So that's cool. Another feature I have is you can turn watch growth on, so you can see it generate. Looks cooler with the deciduous. So if I put this down to like a little more reasonable. Something like that. And yeah, and then you can also turn off the leaves, so you just get these things. Okay, but then if you go to generate forest, all the same options, square, and I'll increase the radius a bit, 200, and that. And oh, it does this sometimes. Delete that. I think if I put it here. Oh. Technical issues. Well, I'll fix this. But usually it works, sometimes it doesn't. supposed to go onto the terrain, and it does do it sometimes. I can show an example of when it did. But there's that. And then, of course, you can change the tree type. Just quickly. Or you can have it random tree type. I'll delete this whole other one. So now it'll do both coniferous and varied. Or coniferous and deciduous. And yep. Actually delete this. And then we can also have this, which is also quite helpful. I really do not like color variation with this, though. Looks rather bad. And you have number of rocks you want, well, parts you want in the rock, the size, and the size change. So if we put that to 0, they'll all be 5 by 5 by 5. But if we put it to 1, they can go up or down by 1. So you can do cool things with that. And for this last one, I'll just quickly insert a part and select it, and then we go back over here, go to place parts. If we set base, it'll take the first selected part, which is that one. Click over here, we can place object, and you can see I have color variation on. If I want to turn that off, I could. You can see rotation factors 5, so if I put it to 10, it'll rotate a bit more. And axis of rotation, if I put that to X, it'll only rotate on the X-axis, Y-axis, Z, etc. X, Y, Z will do it on all axes. And yeah, that's about it. You can also make it resize a bit. If we did that, you can see it'll resize a bit. So there's that. And now I'll just show you an example of something you can make with all this. So if I do all this, don't need it. This is an example of a place you can make with all that. It takes very little time to create it. Just generate the terrain, generate the forest. When it's working, it just goes right onto the top of the terrain like it should. I'll work on that some more. Then you can use to generate rocks to create these nice rocks. And then you can put in a piece of grass like this, and then just use the place parts to push it all over the place to vary the color and the rotation slightly, populate it nicely, and then after that you can do the same with the logs and whatnot. So there you go. Very simple, and you can create a really nice looking place with it. And I'm actually going to show a bit more of this place in a later video. I've already shown a little bit in my previous video, but yeah. So that's all for now. Bye.